What exactly did you say? Because you must have had a window into what I was dealing with this weekend.
Oh, no, I had no idea. Sam Darnold still hasn't reported to Jets camp,
Correct.
hasn't signed his deal, and
Right.
I'm just wondering, if your kids are complaining that there's Sam Darnold screensavers.
Yeah, I know.
Waiting to change them back.
So I told my kids this weekend when they're looking at their screens, and there's that Sam Darnold picture, and my son turns to me and he goes, "Dad, what do you do when your soon-to-be favorite player doesn't sign his contract over forfeiture language?" And I'm like, "Well, son, let me sit down and let's talk a little bit about forfeiture language." And that's a very 21st century story when forfeiture language makes a child want to change his screensaver. It's nuts. It's crazy what's going on. And look, the NFL and the Players Association and agents, this is just can we get a hold on this, please? It's not good for anybody. It's not good for teams. It's not good for players. It's not good for the league. It's not good for the union. It doesn't help anybody. The two top players that were available in this year's draft, Sam Darnold with the Jets, Roquan Smith with the Bears, is sitting out because from what you see, that teams are putting into the contract forfeiture language that is considered, in my mind, if this is the case, rightfully onerous, that matters of on-field play, if you are fined or suspended for something in on-field play, in the case of what I'm reading about Darnold and Roquan Smith, that the teams are asking to take back the ability to take back some guaranteed money that's being offered to these guys. And in the case of Sam Darnold, from what I'm reading and understanding, that if he is fined for something on the field, if he is fined for something off the field, fined, that the Jets can use that in some way, shape, or form to accrue a case to take back some guaranteed money. And in the case of Roquan Smith, a suspension. Now, normally you'd say, when you're hearing this, okay, if he does something stupid off the field, if he does something stupid that causes him to miss games, if he has some form of a substance abuse problem or an anger management problem that causes him to do something off the field, which he's suspended for, then yes, teams should be able to have the right, depending on whether they are supportive of the player, long-term or not, to take back guaranteed money. But when it's a fine or suspension for anything, on the field during the games, if this is again true, what we are hearing and seeing, I mean, Matt Nagy, the coach of the Chicago Bears, saying that one of the reasons why Roquan Smith is out is because of the new helmet rule, the new rule that says that if you use the crown of your helmet, if you are even an interior lineman downfield making contact with your helmet on a defensive player, if you are a defensive player that is using the crown of his helmet in a certain way, that you can be flagged and suspended for a hit. So now you're the Bears. Roquan Smith hits somebody and he's suspended for it. You're going to take back his guaranteed dollars in addition to the fine money that's coming out of his pocket? Since when the hell is this going to be the case in the NFL? Especially when, from what you're reading, the NFL, and this, to me, I'm genuinely concerned that this helmet rule, for the right reasons, it's put in for the right reasons. We understand we want this game to be safer. You want players to don't use the crown of your helmet to hit people. Don't use your head. Wrap up, put your head on the side of the player and wrap up. Try and take helmet hits out of the game. I get it. But if we don't know technically what this means, how it will be adjudicated, what is in fact a flaggable and finable and suspendable hit and what is not, then that's going to be a problem. And out of Eagles camp, and we'll ask Peter King about this when he joins us in the middle of the first hour, comes news that the NFL sent officials to their camp to give them a run-through on this rule. And there was a disagreement among the officials there as to what was a hit that would be suspendable or not, or finable or not, or flaggable or not. The Malcolm Jenkins hit on Brandon Cooks that knocked him out of the game in the Super Bowl, being told that that's going to be flagged now.
I don't know why it wasn't flagged in the Super Bowl, but it's a different story.
And one, according to this report that came out that of the weekend from Eagles camp, one official said that's not a finable or flaggable hit, and another one did. So Roquan Smith should end up having money taken out. And who the hell, in all honesty, why are we having these conversations? I thought the last collective bargaining agreement slotted the players, but the contracts, now you're starting to mess with it a little bit? For what? Especially since, again, if the Jets have this language in and they are standing firm on it, at what point are they going to fine or take back guaranteed money from, if it all works out, this is your face of your franchise. Whatever makes the kid comfortable, figure it out and get him in. Are you really going to die on this hill? And if you're the agent, I understand you're going to ask the same question for it. And I understand it's not a players' league, it's an owners' league, but can we figure this out? Because in the case of Roquan Smith, he's going to be able to, like Joey Bosa, line up and go hunt. But if you're a young quarterback and you're not getting in the reps in training camp right now, this could cost him the ability to start in week 1. What the hell are you doing if you're the Jets? What the hell is happening? How do you not get this kid in camp? Apparently, he's sitting down the street minutes away at a moment's notice, getting set to join the camp.
Waiting.
Yeah, apparently. How stupid is this? Now, the idea, though, is that when he finally gets in, I mean, this is not going to go on forever. When he finally gets in and he starts balling out, will anybody remember that he was unsigned for this long? And by the way, I used the phrase holdout on Twitter, and I got a lot of Twitter police, including our friend Sage Rosenfeld, tweeting at me. It's not a holdout. Holdout's for people who have contracts. He's unsigned. Got it. He's not signing his contract that's sitting there on the table, so he's withholding his presence.
Do we remember last year when Joey Bosa did this? Not really.
In the NBA, these kids get drafted and they're playing basketball within a week and everybody's following it. Why the hell does the NFL have a setup where these kids aren't in training camp? I understand why Earl Thomas isn't there and why Le'Veon Bell's not there and why Aaron Donald's not there. I get it. Those are holdouts. Or I guess Le'Veon Bell's technically unsigned because he's franchised. But why is there a setup where teams are allowed to monkey with a little bit of language and these kids aren't showing? Why the hell is this happening? This should be uniform. You're slotted. Here's the contract. Get into camp. Start playing football. And fans aren't sitting there wondering, why is this happening? And then rooting for the teams. Because it's like, these kids are 20, 21 years old. It's their first contract. This is when they have they have a piece of leverage here. I don't blame them for exacting it. Certainly, if you're Roquan Smith and you have no idea if you put your helmet in a certain spot and then suddenly you're not playing football and now your team has the ability to take money away. And if you're the teams, this kid is supposed to be the middle of your defense. If it all works out, one day you'll be showing up in Canton just like you are for this weekend for Urlacher for him. So why set up a situation where, oh, yeah, we're going to take money away from him if he gets suspended for something on the field? Does that mean Trevathan would lose money based off of that stupid hit he put on Devontae Adams last year? Is that born out of that the Bears wish they could take money away from Trevathan when the league sat him for a game and took money out of his pocket already? Like, what are we doing? And this is all going to, I'm telling you, this is all about, I'll just tie it all together. 3 years from now, there's going to be a contract situation coming up. Players and owners don't trust each other for this sort of stuff. We're trying to figure out a national anthem policy where we can all enjoy, sit and watch football and everybody can all get along. You know? And that was all born out of a very funny comment that you made to start this.
And your kids are Pats fans, so I'm really just joking.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.